What's up, family? It's another one from the Central, man. We good?
For sure.
Get the viewers, provide the viewers with it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Corn. I'm back with another Fueled by Pain podcast. What's up, guys? It's your boy Mr. FBP, and I'm back with another Fueled by Pain podcast. Today, I have an amazing co-host. I will let her introduce herself, and then we will get started with the amazing podcast, man.
I am Milan Harris, a 21-year-old graduating senior from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm studying exercise science.
Oh, my God. Hey, man, this young lady right here, I don't know anybody that goes on more business trips than me. She definitely got me beat. Take us back, though. Take us back to your childhood. What did your childhood look like? Let's start from the bottom.
I'm an only child, and growing up, I have been very close with my mom, and she just always taught me the importance of having experiences and just trying to always outdo myself, but stay afloat in the midst of everything as well. And she's a Howard University graduate, and she's also in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I had a great example set before me to be able to just follow and then exceed beyond that.
Having a mom that is in the Hall of Fame, but also from Howard University, do you feel like her footsteps or her shadow was something that you had to imprint upon your life to be better? And what I mean by that is, do you feel like you've always had to go above and beyond for yourself, to remain, vigilant in her eyes, to keep going after your dreams?
No, my mom actually told me when I was younger, she told me that she would always be proud of me even if I was a trash pickup driver. Obviously I would never be that, but that was just an analogy she would use to show no matter what I did, she would always be proud of me for it. And she just wanted me to put my best foot forward in whatever it was. So it was never that I had to be better than her, but just be the best version of myself. And she always put me in opportunities and in rooms that just kind of set me up for success. And it was easy to follow after that because she gave me the work beforehand to prepare and then put me in those rooms, connecting me with people. So it's just it wasn't easy, but it was just really hard for me to fail. So even if I did fail, and when I did, she always picked me up and just made sure that I knew what I failed with and how to move forward with next steps.
Look at Mom Dukes showing oh my gosh, doing her job the best way she knew possible. What is one of the strongest core values that your mom helped instill inside of you?
Probably perseverance and faith in myself while also persevering for something, just because there's been things that she's wanted and she's had to work for years and years. And by years, I mean 25 years, 20 years, very longer than what I've been alive. And she just always taught me that if you believe in yourself and you feel like something is meant for you and that you're called to do it, that you should always persevere no matter how long it takes you. So that's just something that she's instilled in me to always keep going. And sometimes it just takes longer to get there because you're meant to be in that position at a different time in life.
Speaking like a God-fearing woman, that is some God-fearing words right there. What were some early struggles or moments that people wouldn't expect from the version of you we see today?
I actually used to not talk at all. I used to be very, very shy.
Introvert?
Oh, very.
Really?
To the point where I wouldn't even get in pictures with people I don't know. I probably 5 years ago I would never do a podcast. I would never just go up to people and say hi. It's just I was just very, very shy growing up. That's really crazy to think about because I'm not like that anymore.
At all.
Now I can just walk up to anybody and talk. Even on a bad day, I'll just walk up to anybody and talk. But I used to be so shy. You might get a hi out of me and that's it. But it wouldn't even be a smile, just be a hey, I didn't really, not I didn't feel like being bothered, but I just genuinely was okay with just being quiet and just being in the background. So
what changed? What helped change that mindset or motive about yourself? Or what experience got you out of that shy light?
I think it was coming regardless because my mom is very extroverted. So it was always that's kind of where we clashed heads growing up because she used to just think my social skills took a little bit longer to develop because of that. So we clashed heads on that growing up. But my freshman year in college, I was just in an environment where I kind of didn't really see a way out of it, and I didn't know if there was like anything that I could have purposeful in life like beyond that.
Mm.
So it just showed me like to take advantage of the little things and kind of live each day as like if it's your last experience. So I just like took the best of that and just tried to make the most of each person that I encountered, and it just like kind of just grew naturally in me. So yeah.
Absolutely. It's a heck of a story, man. That's crazy. When did you first realize you were carrying more pressure than most at your age?
I think when I started getting unnecessary hate.
Oh,
So
okay. That's strong.
I mean, that's real. I experienced it, and like even still, it happens now. But I'm just better at handling it now. And my mom just told me like people would never come after you if one like they don't want what you have or they don't see something inside of you that like just you don't see in yourself yet. And my friend told me too, because it's good to have like Christ-like friends in your circle. She told me that there's a cost to the oil, and like once I
Mm.
really understood the depth of what that meant, then I understood like why. I understood why people like were in my DMs being so rude to me. So, like at first it took a toll on me, but then I had to realize like that it's also a part of the process to build me up and make me stronger.
Absolutely.
And
Doesn't mean it have to exist though, you know.
it
People shouldn't
doesn't.
come after you just for you wanting to, take off and be a part of something different, but that's what they
Yeah,
don't
it's
understand.
inevitable, so it's okay.
That's
It's not okay,
crazy.
but like
It's
it
not okay.
happens.
It's definitely not okay. Don't be out there spreading hate, y'all. We don't do that around here, man. We put love into the air. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but as you said, it made you a hell of a woman
Thank you.
to be sitting across from you. Absolutely. And I've known you for quite some time. It's funny. You're a student athlete, a content creator, and pursuing tech. What does that pressure actually feel like from a day to day inside of your life, behind your lens?
Um, the pressure for me is like really sacrifice. Like right now, it's early in the morning. I was up till like 1 a.m. on Zoom calls, like just handling things with people because like we all have busy schedules. Like we can only meet at like 10 p.m. So just doing things like that, and then sometimes I'll like leave at 5 in the morning the next day to head to a conference. So it's like, in the vlogs, which I've been trying to add in more just to be more realistic, but like people don't see like sometimes like the little amount of sleep that you get. They don't see like
What?
that someone just irritated you, but you have to still like keep your composure and like go into a meeting and act like nothing just happened. They don't see like, like sometimes you might have been crying 5 minutes ago and like, you have to come in, like touch your makeup up and then like, go present a presentation on something that you've had little preparation time for. So I think it's just the pressure of the little things and just showing up, but like also being authentic because you don't want to show yourself up as like this person who has it all put together. Because some days like it's just not like that, and some days you just have to like literally just show up, and that's all you can do. And then some days you have it put together, like and you feel like more like yourself. And yeah, it's just the pressure of the small things and just figuring out what each day looks like because each day looks different.
You talking. I'm not gonna lie. You talking, man. Also, speaking about tech, I know we had a brief conversation before we started the podcast, but what is inspirational about tech for you, especially as a Black woman?
Yes. So, as a Black woman, it's hard to get into careers, period, especially because you have like a lot of white males in these higher positions, but especially being in STEM, and I'm specifically in the science and technology aspect of it. With the science, with my major being exercise science, I've always had a passion for physical therapy, and like having my own injuries just allowed me to really tap into that and see how much you can help someone find their self again when they're injured and getting back on the court, the field, whatever playing ground it is. And then with technology, I wanted to focus it on mainly homeless communities because a lot of the homeless people need the same amount of care that we do. They just don't have the resources for it, or they don't know how to advocate and use their voice to have it, or just because of how like their appearance, maybe people don't want to listen to them to hear what help that they need. So there's ways to integrate technology with healthcare and just really serve the communities that need it the most because like regular humans can pretty much pretty much afford like what the care that they need, or they have a resource to be able to, go half with them, like their insurance, things like that. But homeless people, they don't have that. And sometimes like they're the people who are the most intelligent or the most innovative, but we just don't take the time to listen to them or give them the help that they need so they can help us in our community.
Basically, what she's saying is the homeless people matter too, straight up. And you spoke about you having personal injuries of your own. What did that look like, and how were you able to get through it mentally? What toll did it take on you mentally with somebody that's always been active, moving? When that time came and slowed you down, how did you take it?
I actually took it very roughly, and part of why I took it roughly was because it was my senior year of high school. I had a shoulder surgery, and the person who really like saved me the most was my mom, just because like she was with me every day. And it was I'd been injured before, but I've never had surgery for an injury. And then it was like my last year playing with my friends in high school, and we all like are in different states for school now. So it's just like I just kind of felt like all of my laughs were being taken away from me.
Mm.
But she always taught me the mindset of like, what is this doing for me instead of like, why is this happening to me? So I just really adapted that. And I still did get to play. It just, I had to change my mindset to like see that I did have the opportunity, um, and just see what I could do to heal faster on my own on the side in the correct way so that I could still get back on the court. Um, so I did like go through some depression for some time and a lot of like anxiety when I got back onto the court because I was scared of getting injured again and like losing what I had worked months for. But when you do things scared, then normally you get the result that you don't want instead of just going out there fearfully. So,
Mm.
but
That
yeah, my mom's the one who really just got me through all of this and just showed me because she's had a few injuries herself and she's just very wise. So she just allowed me to see how to navigate through this because it was a new experience.
Wow, Mom Dukes has really been in your corner, man. That's absolutely amazing for you to keep bringing her up. Like it shows that as a young woman, you have truly had a amazing role model. That's crazy. It isn't crazy. It's life, and I'm actually grateful that you had a mom like that, man. Have you ever felt like you had to prove yourself more because you're a black woman in STEM in athletics?
So you said in STEM and athletics?
Hmm.
Um,
Or do you feel like the playing field has always been leveled from your lens, from how you see it? Do you feel like you had to show up and work harder than the people around you because you being an African American woman?
yes, definitely. I was trying to think of which experience, but it happened mainly in high school when I was trying to shadow different medical professionals because you need hours for grad school and like also you just need hours to see which exact field you want to go into with medicine. And I realized that a lot of the white students at my school, they had an easy time with just finding doctors that would let them shadow. And like with me and some of my other peers who looked like me, it was like we had to go through so many steps more than them just to be able to get a few hours. And they're sitting here going days, weeks at a time, just shadowing. And I'm like, that's really unfair. But it's like, I also don't have proof to show like
Mm.
what you're doing because it's like these are just like private conversations being had. So it's like it's hard for me to convey how I'm feeling when I have no proof to show behind it. So yeah, that was the most notable experience that I had.
Going through times like that, is there a point where has there ever been a point where you actually wanted to give up and going into the STEM field because of the things that were going on around you?
No, because I feel like giving up just like allows the person to think they won and
Mm.
like even if I did want to give up, I have to like finish whatever task I'm doing just because like you can't have that victory over me. Like I might switch careers, but I still have to finish like those hours, whatever it is after, just to like let you see that like you didn't get that over me. So
Absolutely. Strong. Strong, man. This is a strong black woman. What are some silent battles you face that people would never notice from your social media?
going back to my freshman year in the environment that this wasn't the best fit for me and part of the reason why I transferred to Albany State
What
University.
school was you at first?
I was at Alabama State University, the other
Really?
ASU, yeah.
Other ASU. Okay.
But something people don't know is that like I didn't really care to wake up the next day my freshman year, and like some days some days I would like just be a little upset that I woke up and like I feel like kind of bad saying that because like it is a blessing to wake up and some people don't get that blessing. But like when you're in some situations, it just feels like there's no way out and like that's your best option. So I feel like that's something people don't know about me is that like I just genuinely did not because of the situation I was in, I didn't really care to live to see the next day or the next moment, anything like that, because it just things were so heavy that it just felt like nothing else was worth it in that time period.
You said that situation that you was in, you care to expound on what that situation looked like at a young age
Yes.
at the time?
So I'm an athlete. I play volleyball and I was playing volleyball at Alabama State University, and the team dynamic was just well, specifically the coaching dynamic was just something I have never been a part of. I just never experienced. I've always had coaches that were very diverse and treated me the same as every other player, and vice versa. And a good like 70% of the team was just not treated the way that you should treat a normal human being, especially someone who has done nothing at all to you, especially from a higher up that looks exactly like you, like
Mhm.
a woman, a black woman. And it was just very heartbreaking to know that, like, my mother trusted someone to take care of me for as a 17-year-old young girl, and that this was the treatment that I was getting. And, outside of that, everything was fine. But just that one environment took so much control over me and so much control over my emotions that I really did not like think that life was worth living past that point. So, but then I transferred and I realized that it does get better. So,
Man, look at God. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Who would have thought? I'm so it breaks my heart to know that that happened, but it also shows the growth behind you as well. To keep pushing forward isn't an easy task. Knowing that better is out there is the reason why I started this whole podcast. So, Mimi, I'm happy to be sitting next to you, man. I'm happy you didn't give up.
me too.
That's real. If fueled by pain, we believe that pain is fuel. What's a moment in your life where pain pushed you instead of breaking you?
I think that very exact situation, like the way my family rallied behind me, I can't really say everything on here, but just know I had some true warriors behind me
You
that
right out that
were willing
done.
to were willing to go as far as they could. So just seeing them and that was actually the reason why I never took my own life because I saw that there were people that wouldn't give up on me and I felt like I owed them to stay on earth and just keep trying. Especially my mother because I saw her fight for me in a way that I've never seen her fight for anyone else. And I feel like if nothing else, like had to stay for her and just see what was worth fighting for that everyone was going so hard for me for. So
Hey, man. Like I said, we ride out that done. We don't play no games about the babies. Like it's going on. Like we coming to see you. Like it's just have you ever experienced burnout, anxiety, or mental exhaustion trying to keep up with everything on your plate in this current moment?
yes, I experienced that actually like a couple of months ago, but it was more so like burnout because I was saying yes to too many people
Mm,
and not like enough to myself. And
been there
like I just
before.
had a breakdown. My line sister hugged me and I just like had a breakdown in her arms. And like I just needed to really to get it out and I just also needed to reevaluate some things. And once again, going back to my mom, she just told me what I just told y'all, like stop saying yes to people. And then I haven't even told myself like one yes for the day yet. And I've already told like four other people yes. So like, I'm literally pouring from a cup that like there isn't even a cup there. Like I'm just pouring from nothing. And I'm still pouring out pretty well, but then it's like, what do I have left over for myself? So I experienced burnout that way, like self-inflicted. And then I also experienced burnout with just like things that I've asked for. And I think I just didn't like properly steward them at first. So I just go back and reevaluate once again, like what I really wanted, why I wanted those things, and just like be grateful for the burnout because it's from things that I really have wanted and worked hard for. So
Speaking from a perspective of you sound so knowledgeable. Like you've done this before. Like burnout is something that comes, but you literally take it as a task to complete off your daily task list. I would say that's It's definitely expounding to hear, like, it's great, I'm not gonna lie. What's something you had to heal from that changed the way you show up today?
I had to heal from people disliking me or like doing me wrong for no good reason. Because sometimes, like, it's really harsh to say, but the problem is just within them, and they just take it out on you because of like where you are. Like, they might be having a bad day, and you just walk past them, and they take it out on you. So just like little things like that, or even larger things. So, like sometimes you might lose people over this situation, and like you see it differently than they do because of the headspace they're
Absolutely.
in that moment. And like, yes, it will hurt, especially if it's like someone you're close to or someone that you really adored. But you just have to know, like, if you did nothing wrong and then you responded well in the situation, you handled it well, then like that's all you can really do, and just move on. So
Is it easy now in this lifetime for you to, um, move on, I would say? How easy is it for you to move on now that you learned some things, you've been through this thing called life?
I think it's definitely like it's easier. I would never say it's easy just because like each situation that you have is different. They're never the same. So it's like each one hurts like you in a different way. Like one situation might hurt you mentally versus one like might hurt you physically. So I think it just gets easier because you've already like been through it, and then you have like previous experience with how to handle it. So you can like attack the situation a little bit differently, but it always like hurts in a different way, whether it's like high amounts or low amounts. So
Thank you for sharing that. Were there moments where you felt alone even when being seen and supported publicly?
yes, definitely. Like going back to the couple months ago when I had the breakdown, it felt like I have a lot of support on campus, but sometimes it feels like people put me on this really high pedestal, and like I'm not allowed to have bad days, or like I just always have to be presenting myself as like the best character possible. But it's like sometimes I may respond in a way that I shouldn't have, or sometimes I may like just really genuinely not want to talk, and like have my headphones on, and like that's it, like that's all I have to give you for the day. um so it's like moments like that where I'm like, dang, like, outside of like who y'all see on Instagram, like who can support me in real life, when I just like some days I just want to hug. Some
Mm,
days like I just want you to like maybe sit with me in silence. So, like just times like that.
talking.
But it also comes from myself and just like showing that authenticity to be able to like people to see that I'm having a bad day. So
What do your bad days look like? Can you take us through one if you had to, in your eyes? You said headphones in. As soon as you said headphones in, I was thinking about Rod Wave. Headphones in, listen to Kevin Gates saying shooting star. Literally. But for you, what do those days look like? What's playing through your headphones? What is it about your stride that you feel like if somebody didn't know you, this is how you would look when you're going through, those down days and actually just need a hug?
probably started off with like a morning where like everything went wrong and like I couldn't find half of what I was looking for.
That'll do it.
And I also might have like gotten into it with somebody in the morning because people do try you in the morning. Because like when you're freshly awake, sometimes like your brain isn't like as alert to be able to respond how you would like say around lunchtime. So it could be like a combination of all of those things, and then like you also have class in like 10 minutes. So, then you're late for class, and then like, I hate being late places, so like that would just be like another thing, like another cherry on top for me for the day. And then like it always happens on like the busiest days where like your just morning starts out really rough, and you just like kind of have no time to come and like recenter yourself, recenter your mind, and just try to come back to an even surface level. um, so I really just there's one song that I really like a lot. It's Praise Your Way Through by Marvin Sapp.
Mm.
And I'll like just blast that like full volume. Um that song, yeah, pretty much just that's my only song. I'll just play it on repeat. Um or like just kind of like try to breathe throughout the day, like be more intentional about my breathing, and just watch my responses since like I'm already a little irritated or on edge, and just like know that this too shall pass. So I normally like to like just really isolate when I have my bad days. Um, So that's where like the like not wanting to talk comes from, just because like I like to, because I know like when I'm irritated, I might come at you in a way that you don't deserve. So I'm like trying to come back and like first just like ground myself before I present myself in front of someone else. So
So isolation is like your cure in the moment.
yeah, but like not for long, because I feel like when it's too long, that's when it turns bad. But like maybe for like 5, 10 minutes, or if it's like really long, like 30 minutes, like but an hour max. So yeah.
At least you got a time limit on it. I'll isolate for some days. No cap. I will. It's crazy. My favorite Marvin Sapp song is "In the Garden." Literally, "In the Garden." Like I said it on another podcast, but it brings me to tears. It makes me reflect so much on life. Being grateful for the things God has put in my life, and also taken away out of my life. So I definitely felt you when you said Marvin Sapp. When did things start to shift for you mentally and emotionally in this period of your life?
Mhm. I think they started to shift when I started like respectfully saying no to people, and um just pouring back into those who pour into me, because it just allowed me like to appreciate more like who's there and what's there, rather than trying to like chase after something that was running away from me. So, and that just really shifted my perspective to always just be present and be observant.
Who or what taught you your biggest lesson that you would say in life right now?
My mother, she taught me to listen, because I didn't when I was little. I didn't as often.
You was bad too?
No, I wasn't bad. I wasn't bad. I just like, she would tell me something, but like I would want to see like if my way would work, and then it wouldn't. But it just took me like a few times to really understand that my way didn't work. But now I do listen like
You're
to
gonna have
everything.
all the moms behind the screen saying moms know best.
Yeah.
I just know that's what's gonna happen. I just know. That's crazy. When was the first moment you realized that you were building something bigger than yourself?
Okay, so I serve as the second attendant to Miss Albany State University, and after the pageant, um, a young lady came up to me. She was dark skinned, and saying that because it matters. She told me that she's never seen a queen who looks like her and like with the
Mm.
same skin complexion, and that she's also never seen someone of my complexion in a lot of the spaces that I occupy. And she didn't know that someone who wasn't of lighter complexion like belonged in those spaces that she said. So she was like, a lot of times that you see like white men and women in these spaces, and then to add on to that, you see like a lot of light skinned men and women, just because like, they're similar with how they look. And she said just having that representation just allowed her to want to put herself out there, and just like come in the room like she owns it and like she belongs in it. And so that really spoke to me, because one, you're always being watched, whether you like see it or know it or not. And she told me she had been like watching me actually for a year. Like I
Mm.
was kind of scared when she said that, but like I also like realized like what she meant. But the delivery was just a little odd. But I understood what she meant. Like she had been just like observing and just like taking knowledge and advice from me without actually coming to me directly, and just also showing that sometimes being the only one in the room is what people need to see to come with you next time into the next room.
Absolutely. Wow. And also, speaking from a perspective of a HBCU queen, oh my gosh, we did not highlight that yet. Somebody could definitely be watching who may wants to run. Also, Delta Sigma Theta. Like, there's so many things to get into. Okay, wait, let me back up. Okay. Guys, I couldn't thank you more for being here, sitting down with me, enjoying the video. If you enjoyed it this far, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's what keeps me going. It's what keeps the brand going. I couldn't do it without you guys, man. I love you. Also, taking a dive into the life of a HBCU queen, what do you feel has been the easiest but also the hardest part about your reign here at ASU? And if you had to give some advice to a young lady watching behind the camera that may want to take those footsteps in the future, what would you say?
I'll start with the hardest part. I would say that it's definitely working with other personalities, and like when I say other, like so many different personalities. The way someone was raised really allows them to see like how they treat you and like how they respond to certain things, and it might be different than how you would, but you still have to come to like a common ground to be able to go to a community service event or host an event for like empowerment on campus. Like you have to still just be able to do your job and come come to a consensus with someone like you might not see eye to eye with. So I'll say that, and a lot of the behind the scenes like small disagreements like people really don't see, and that aids into the rain. And then like also just knowing how to pivot. Like I would say the one thing that I learned the most with this rain is knowing how to pivot, but also like still keeping your poise while you pivot, because like I said, you are always being watched, and there's also like there's always a lot of cameras on you. The alumni literally will record you without your consent, like while you're like
I'm
mid
dead.
disagreement. And like, you know, you can't be like having your finger in somebody's face, cussing somebody out. Like you have to like literally argue with a smile on your face. And like the campus might be watching sometimes. So just little things like that, like, you know, like you might not know because we're smiling, but we're literally up there having like a full blown disagreement about something that we're about to do in 5 minutes. So every day, everything isn't like that, but just like some moments in the behind the scenes. And the best thing that I would say is being able to advocate for others and just make an impact. And I think specifically being in the role that I'm in, even though I did run for something else, I'm actually grateful in the sense that I did not initially receive what I wanted, just because I was allowed to have a closer outreach and impact with the campus and with just other universities by being in a role that gave me a more personable touch. So it's been a blessing, especially with the community that it's given me. I definitely like I had to receive this when I was in my extrovert stage and not my introvert stage like years ago. So it's been a blessing all around. And even in the moments where it doesn't seem like as good or it's a little frustrating, those are still like moments that build us up to like take into my career and in life later.
Making my ADHD go off. Okay, smooth. Because I do not want to have to break it down that much. Okay. Now, there we go. Also, speaking on the amazing Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, speak about this sisterhood for us for a second. You know, I don't think I've heard it the entire podcast, so yeah, talk about it.
Um, well, I spoke on it a little bit with when I had the breakdown of my line
Yep,
sister's
you did,
arms,
you're right.
but that's just like some of the like one of the many moments that I really enjoyed this sisterhood, and especially like being an only child. It's really special to me having sisters because I always grew up wanting siblings that like I could actually have a bond with, and so having my sisters is really special. I don't play about my sisters at all. Like on any day, it can get like that about my sisters, and
My
I just
sister,
really
I play about her.
yeah, they don't play about me either. Like when I tell you, like my mother has always been my number one fan. They literally give my mom a run for her money, which like I truly love and appreciate. Just because, I'm about to cry.
Really, it's okay.
But it's just a really special bond because literally for I crossed that 19, I think. So yeah, for 19 years, I literally like always wanted siblings, especially sisters. Like, you know, just someone like to come in your room, do your makeup together, do your hair together. And it's just like they're like my safe place, and I just really appreciate it. And especially like watching my mom and grandma like have that bond with their sisters, it was really special. And I always wanted to have that, and just grow along like-minded women who strive for the same things in the community, who use their different talents and strengths and even sometimes weaknesses to just be able to collaborate and make change for others, and just people who never let me settle. Like no matter how bad of a day it is, no matter how much I fail, they never let me settle with anything, and just always remind me who I am, and vice versa, of course.
Solution. You talking about you finna cry? Oh man, are you trying to get sentimental up here? No, but that's deep, and to share that story and that experience as you're about to get ready to leave ASU. So, you know, it's full circle moments. They come and they go. College days swiftly pass. They indeed do. What has been your favorite moment within your sisterhood? Your favorite event, favorite experience that you'll never forget 10 years from now? You'll be talking about it.
I feel like this one's kind of general, but I'll give another one. But the probate day, just because like, you spend the entire day together, and also my mom and grandma and some of my aunts came down, just from all over to be able to come support, and it was just a really special moment because something that like you really work hard for, something that you've always wanted, and it seemed like a little bit out of reach, was finally like within touch, and it was just so special to me to be able to just have a bond. Like it's just really hard to describe like the type of bond that sisterhood gives you. But it's just like how hard it is to explain is like how deep it is to love someone in that capacity as well. Um, so the second one I'll say is my birthday. They surprised me, and my mom helped them actually with that too. But
That's
it was just
dope.
really special because sometimes it's like hard to see the love that you show others until like they tell you or they give it back to you because like people only give back what you give them.
Mm.
So just seeing that and feeling that, and they didn't talk to me the whole day, so I was like, oh no, something's coming. So it's just like it was just a really special day, a really special moment, and it's just been a really special sisterhood altogether.
Trying to tell y'all, man, this girl has been busy while she's been at ASU. Seriously, man. So, yeah, I hope that I wanted to give you your flowers while you're on this platform.
Thank you.
You've done an absolutely amazing job
Thank you.
from all circles of life here at ASU. Absolutely. Landing partnerships with brands like Cisco, Mazzani, and Hot Pockets. What did the first yes feel like?
It feels like just a sign to keep going and like your hard work is really being seen. My first like big one was really Hot Pockets. And like it was also my longest partnership as well, throughout college so far. And it just like really just felt like, you've been working hard and you finally receive something, and then you get to also like share it with others. Like, I've helped other people, other students on campus to be able to get other partnerships or ambassador programs, and it's just really heartwarming to see like your hard work also transpires to be someone else's reward as well. And just like wants you to strive for more, and like especially once you see like how easy it is to just bet on yourself and
Mm.
what comes from that, it makes it worthwhile. So
It's one of my favorite words right there, betting yourself. It's literally one of my favorite lines in the world. Literally. Literally. What did those opportunities teach you about the power within yourself and your capabilities to push further than anything you've imagined?
um, it taught me that people trust like what I say a lot because um, some people literally like had never tried a hot pocket, but they just wanted to try it because I was giving it out, and I was like, well, dang, like you trust me a lot with this. Like I wonder, like if I actually said something else like with more substance, like how would that make you feel? And just taught me to also like trust what I'm saying, and even if it's something like I just came up with. Um, Dang, I just lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on around us.
Yeah, the noise just like did
Yeah.
throw me off a little bit. Plus, I just like I don't know, I just lost it. But okay, well, just close
I
it off
got
there.
you.
Just
I
edit
got
that
you.
out.
Okay, I got you. I got you. What does it truly mean to be a black woman in STEM in today's world?
Mhm. I think of it like the movie Hidden Figures, where like she was getting really unfair treatment and just having to do a lot of hard things with minimal help, but she was actually the one who saved their whole project in a sense. So I think of it like that, where also being at a HBCU teaches that like how to do a lot from a little, in small words, and just always striving for more, always advocating for more, because like it might take me a while to get to where I want to be within STEM, but someone else will have an easier path because I was able to walk the hard journey and just advocate for those coming behind me. So I always just try to think of it in the bigger picture and just know that I'm helping those coming after me, because that's what it's really all about. And plus, like the ones coming after you are always like more intelligent, they're more innovative, they're more creative. So you have to give them something to work on and give them a platform to walk into.
You're doing absolutely just that. Absolutely just that. Like I've said, Doing an amazing job doing
Thank
that,
you.
showcasing that, what it
Thank
means
you.
to be a Black woman in the STEM space. How do you stay authentic while being in rooms that you might be the only one who looks like you?
Um, I think like code switching to a certain degree, like a skill that people don't know that is I actually public speak very, very well. And but I know how to also like you have to be able to like be vulnerable within still speaking well. And like it's okay to show people that like you're messing up or you might not have as much knowledge on the topic as you would like, but you're still showing up as yourself and showing up with a lot of confidence in what you're saying and just being open about it always because people appreciate honesty more than just trying to portray yourself as someone who like you're really not. So I think like always just trying to be honest, whether it's in my words, my body language, or just like, whatever it can be.
Absolutely. Speaking about the future, where do you see your where do you see yourself going, not just career wise, but also as a Black woman and a leader?
As a Black woman and a leader, I definitely I want to have my own business first. So we start there,
Let's have a
including,
business.
I was getting there.
Okay, smooth. Okay, let's do it. Let's take this dive.
Okay. Have my own business incorporating physical health, mental health, and technology. And as a Black woman and a leader in that space, I want to open it up for shouting opportunities in a very diverse space. And I want to make sure that within my business, I have a professional who, like, no matter who comes in, you have someone that looks like you. So whether you're a Native American, you're African American, you're Caucasian, Hispanic, you have someone in either a male or a female role who looks like you, and you're able to talk to them. And just knowing about the different upbringings, the microaggressions you may see, the different challenges that you'll have when trying to get into your career, and just all the things that are included with just trying to get your foot into the career space and just kind of like making it easier than it was for me, because I know like the hardest part for me was literally just like getting the experience, because people want you to come in with experience, they want you to come in with knowledge, but someone has to take a chance on you first before you're able to have that. So I want to just eliminate that for everyone and just make it possible and in a one-stop shop in a sense. And also on the same side for my clients who come in, because speaking from my own experience, the hardest part for me was actually just getting back onto the court with my injury. So I want athletes to come in, whether it's an injury you had on the court, on the field, or like say it's even like a car accident. You come in, you get the physical rehab that you need, but you also get the mental recovery that you need to return back to your daily life as before. So
A strong business. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I hope. No, listen, it's patent. Her business already patent, so can't nobody take it. Can't
yeah, I
nobody
hope I
steal
was about
it.
to say I hope nobody that's
Yeah,
watching this
right.
steal
Yeah,
that,
because we
because
come
that
like
would be
we
really
ride out there
tragic.
done. Like I just said, we don't play no games. Wow, absolutely amazing business though.
Thank
To
you.
even incorporate, the physical but the mental part. I think a lot of people underestimate how bad people get beat up mentally after dealing with injuries. Oh my gosh, like it really takes a lot within yourself to get out of that mode because ain't nobody coming to save you. I think that's what a lot of people realize though. It's literally on you and only you. What kind of impact do you want your story to have on young women and men watching this right now?
So never give up when you're going through adversity. Just because we don't have the time, but if I could like say everything that I've experienced just within these last 4 years at both of my institutions, then it's just like I feel like it's the definition of not giving up and just doing the hard things that no one really sees or no one really knows behind the scenes, and just always taking a chance and trying even when you don't know like the next step to take, or you have an idea but you're not sure how to execute it. Just always trying and always doing things in the unknown, no matter how fearful you are.
Amazing. My fault.
It's
I'm about
okay.
to be going. Yeah, it's a lot going on in the back. Okay, I got like two more questions. All right. If you could sit down with someone who feels overwhelmed, overlooked, and unsure about themselves, what would you tell them right now?
I would tell them that they're on the They're like at the cliff of their breakthrough, just because, like, when you're at the cliff, like say a mountain, you're on the edge. So like right once you, like say you're cliff jumping into the water, that's the step right before you go into what you just climbed up the entire mountain for. So it's like, why would you give up when you're right at the brink of what you wanted? So, and I would just tell them, like, when everything starts to get really tough, really heavy, even though, like, yes, it is very hard to experience in the process, like, even for me still, like, even though I know what's coming after, it still is very hard to endure. But you have to, like, just realize that you get tested the most when you're about to receive what you want or what you've been working for. And also those tests that you endure just build you up to be able to withhold whatever it is once you receive it. So like if you never go through anything hard, then you won't know how to persevere, you won't know how to be resilient. And within, like say you're working for a job, you have to be resilient and persevere with working within a team, but you won't have those skills if you never experience anything to help you build that skill up. So I would just say just keep trying, keep showing up, and just never forget why you started. Never forget also how hard you worked to get there. So don't give it all up so soon.
Wise words from Miss Mimi Harris, man. I'm trying to tell you. Future president one day. Of something. Company something, right? Finish this sentence. The pain I went through taught me that.
Oh, that's a the pain I went through taught me that I'm stronger than I imagined and capable of doing anything.
Just like that. That simple. At the end of every single podcast, I like to ask the co-host to give the person behind the screen some advice. Where they're going to be in your shoes today, tomorrow, in the future, but some words of wisdom that they can carry with them throughout this podcast and on to the next one. What would you say if you had the opportunity?
I would say to never forget to lift as you climb in whatever you're doing, because it doesn't make sense to, I feel like it's not fair to others as well if you're always striving for better but never bringing anyone with you. And I feel like that's just like one of our missions in life, is to always help bring people up with us while we go up as well. So everywhere you go, you're making it better, laterally and horizontally. So
Just like that.
I think I just did that wrong, but yeah, I did it backwards.
Yeah, I think so too. I looked over.
I did it backwards. It's okay.
It's okay, man. Hey, man, as always, also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If ain't nobody told you today, I love you. FBP out.